What is going on? Josh Ayers, hashtag Ayers Fitness, checking in, signing in, vlogging in. Get a bicep check real quick. Ab check. Alrighty, now that that's out of the way, I want to welcome you guys to this new mini-series I'm going to start, and it's going to be over popular diets such as the Atkins Diet, the Zone Diet, I believe there's the Caveman Diet, the Carbohydrates Addict Diet, and I believe there's a Protein Power one. And before I get into the very first one, which it's going to be over the Atkins Diet, because I know that is a very popular one. A lot of people have done it, a lot of people are on it, a lot of people have questions about it. So hopefully I'm going to answer any questions and concerns that you have over this topic. Now before I want to get into it, I want to make it clear that just because it's written by somebody who apparently knows what they're talking about doesn't necessarily mean that they do. So do your research on the author, because a lot of authors have been discredited after they've put doctor in front of it when they weren't really like a doctor in that field, or generally a doctor at all. Actually, it's happened. And also, just because somebody's really big and strong, or somebody's really ripped and shredded, it doesn't always mean that they know what they're talking about. They could be doing something that only works for them, or they could be doing the extremes of both ends and not actually be healthy, or even doing things right and in an optimal fashion, which is what everything is about. It's all about being as optimal as possible. Alrighty, so getting into the very first diet that we're going to talk about, I've already mentioned, is going to be the Atkins Diet. Now, there's been several editions made of the Atkins Diet, I believe started in 1992 all the way up until 2002, and most of them, honestly, are pretty much just a rehash of the 1972 original with just a couple of different variations in there. So, basically, the Atkins Diet, it's very low in carbohydrates. It's only about 20 grams of carbs, which is very low if you know about, macros and stuff like that. 20 grams of carbs is nothing. That is pretty crazy, in my opinion, and I'm sure in many other people's opinions. And it's really low calorie, typically about 1,400 calories, which is stupid low. So that's pretty crazy as it is. And then also, I want to say, and that's during the induction phase. So obviously it changes as it goes, as you progress through this typical diet. Now, about 55% of the total calories come from fat. And not only just is it just fat, it's very high in saturated fat, which saturated fat is not good for you. If you know, there's difference. There's polyunsaturated, saturated, and trans fat. Saturated fat is no bueno. It is not good for you. That's what's going to really, clog up your arteries, get stuck in there, and it could lead to a heart attack and, a lot of other things further down the road. So that's something that you should really take into consideration if you're thinking about getting on this diet. That's something you really want to pay attention to. Also, with that comes high cholesterol, and as everybody knows, high cholesterol is not good. You have, the LDL and the HDL cholesterols, proteins, so you want to make sure that that's alright too, because along with the high saturated fat is going to come with lots of cholesterol, which is no bueno. Alright, now one of the reasons that the Atkins Diet is so popular is because it does have, and it does cause, really rapid weight loss. I'm sure you could tell from just what I've said about it so far, the reason behind this, and it's because it is a low carb diet, high protein, low carb diet. So there's not, a lot of carbs in there. It's very low calorie diet, and then also from this, you're going to be depleting a lot of your muscle and liver glycogen, which is also going to cause a diuretic effect, which is going to pull a lot of the water out from your body, and it's going to make you appear thinner, and your weight on the scale will be lighter. So that is one of the reasons why it is so popular, but that doesn't necessarily mean that is a good thing. Obviously, you don't want to be depleted of your muscle and liver glycogen, and low carbohydrate, that low specifically, and on a really low calorie diet like that for a prolonged period of time is not really good, not healthy for anybody, but it will bring upon dramatic results initially, but it will slow down and it will stop, and it is. From consuming the lower calorie diet, it's typically going to be about 500 calories less than a typical person. So like the 2,000 calorie diet should be around, like I said, the 1,400 to 1,500 range. And so what that's going to do is put your body into ketosis, which is going to suppress your appetite, and so you will eat less, so you won't be gaining any more weight. So that's another part of it. It does also cause a temporary lowering of blood cholesterol levels, just only in the beginning, while the weight is being lost also, but afterwards it doesn't continue. So according to every reputable, I don't know, however you want to say, health-related organizations are saying that diets typically low in carbohydrate, high in protein, and high in fat show that it does lead to bad things such as heart disease, cardiovascular disease, just all kinds of bad things. So that's another reason why this diet might not be too good. Alright, now some of the things that deal with the traditional Atkins diet, so pre-2006, some of the things that are wrong with that, like I've mentioned earlier, it doesn't address body composition, so it doesn't teach people about body composition. It has a risk of, it leads to a risk of cardiovascular disease. Following that diet increased with the, long term, if you do it long term, so that's no bueno also. What else was I going to say about that? It does not emphasize physical activity for weight loss, for successful weight loss. It's pretty much just all about diet. It's not, encouraging people to get up and be active and go out and do things like that. So that's another thing that's not too good about it. Alright, so right now I'm going to be looking at, I have some charts, I have some graphs here, and it's about the comparison of the Atkins diet versus the conventional diet for weight loss. And pretty much what's going on here, what happened in the study that was conducted, it was May 22nd in 2003, 43 women and 20 men participated with an average BMI was 34.1. The body composition was not measured during the study. 33 subjects assigned to the Atkins diet, 32 conventional diet. So the conventional diet was 60% carbohydrates, 25% fat, and 15% protein, and this was for 1 whole year. There was no exercise for either program. So this way it's pretty much just based purely off of the diet and what encompassed in that. And so the chart, what is pretty much showing, let's go over it right here. As you can see, the Atkins diet, you did drop a little bit more weight initially. I'll try and get in here. And then over time it leveled out, and then in the end, pretty much, so after in the first like 3 months or so, I believe it was, let me see here, at 3 months and 6 months the Atkins group had lost more weight than the conventional group. Okay. Now, however, after 1 year, there was no significant amount of change in weight loss between the two groups. So long term, it's not, it didn't make a big difference. Just short term for short results that you could see pretty quick. So that's why there's a big buzz about it, because it works so quick. But however, in the long run, you end up with these same results. And if you were to do a different diet, like the other one mentioned, the conventional diet, it would be a little bit better because it's also not stupid high in saturated fat, and you're also not really low on your carbohydrates. So this means that you're gonna have a lot more energy. Your cholesterol is probably not gonna go up as much. You're not gonna have to worry about quite as many risks for cardiovascular disease and heart disease, and just all kinds of other bad things that are associated with the high saturated diet and low carbohydrates. You'll have a lot more energy, your libido will be a lot better, you'll feel a lot better, you won't be as stressed, you won't be as restless, and yada yada, all the things that come from low fat, low carb diets. So that's what happened with that. Diastolic blood pressure was decreased by the same amount. According to the study, let's see what else. 41% of the subjects dropped out of the study, same proportion, and both groups dropped out. So that's just about that. So pretty much in conclusion, it is possible that a large amount of saturated fat and small amount of fruit, vegetables, and fiber consumed during the Atkins diet can independently increase the risk of coronary heart disease. So that's no good. At the present time, there's not enough information to determine whether the beneficial effects of the Atkins diet outweighs its potential adverse effects on risk of coronary heart disease. Any diet by itself is not very effective for long without significant weight loss, pretty much. I mean, the graph showed it. The graph showed you between the Atkins diet and a conventional diet. Those studies came from... not necessarily came from the Cooper Institute, but that information, the graphs and everything, you can find it at Cooper Institute, I believe .org or .com. Cooper Institute is an institution in Texas. They do a lot with exercise science and nutrition and all kinds of good stuff related to that field. And it has lots of good, really good peer-reviewed research on there. So you could find those graphs on there if you'd like to take a better look at them. So pretty much what it's saying is the Atkins diet is not very good. It's just a low-fat, low-carb, low-calorie diet. You know, anytime you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight, and that's not necessarily the best way to do it. And also, the fact that it doesn't explain to a person about body composition, and that it doesn't promote health. You know, it doesn't promote exercise, which is that's key. They go hand in hand. You gotta have your nutrition and you gotta have your training exercise. You gotta combine them together, and you will get the best results. Especially coming to weight loss, it's really important. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're gonna be on the right diet, and you're gonna be exercising, burning calories. At the end of the day, no matter what diet you're doing, trying to lose weight or gain weight rather. Well, I guess that'd be a little bit different. But when you're trying to lose weight, calories in versus calories out. And I guess, yeah, that goes along with if you're trying to gain weight too. It's calories in versus calories out. So if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be putting out more calories than you're taking in. You want to gain weight, you want to be taking in more calories than you're putting out. So overall, as you can tell from the information, I am not a huge fan of the Atkins diet. There's lots of people who've done it out there. They've had some success. I don't know about long term. I haven't followed anybody or talked to a lot of people who have done it. But you can go off of however you feel from this video, and let me know what you guys think. If anybody's on it, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys, what it's been like, if you've had good results, if you've had bad results, just your opinion on it overall. Like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm out here just to help educate people about it. Anybody who has had any questions about it, concerns, or thought about doing it. I personally, I don't think I would recommend that diet. I'm sorry, I don't think. I know I would not recommend that diet just because it sounds a little bit too crazy for me. It sounds just... there's a lot better ways that you can go about this than doing the Atkins diet is how I'm going to sum it up. So, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and I will get on to making the next video for you all. And it will be over another popular diet. So, Ayers Fitness. Out.